Welcome back everyone, Sierra Nova here, and today I bring another addition to the Addressing the Hate series. The character of topic this time is Chi-Chi from the Dragon Ball Z series. So let's go ahead and dive into things a bit deeper, starting with the backstory, a few reasons she may get some hate, and my opinion towards that hate. So is Chi-Chi a bad wife? Is she a horrible mom, a horrible character? Is she annoying, a nag? These are usually the types of questions that come up when anyone talks about Chi-Chi. Usually whenever anyone talks about her, it's usually never anything positive. So here's what I think. The truth is, I just think Chi-Chi is a bit misunderstood, and while I can understand why she gets the hate to an extent, I don't think she necessarily deserves all the hate. I remember hearing how a lot of people didn't necessarily like her, especially in Z, but I can kinda understand where Chi-Chi is coming from. Alright, so as far as background, Chi-Chi was first introduced in Dragon Ball, and as a princess nonetheless. Now not only was Chi-Chi the princess of the Fire Mountain, but she's the daughter of the Ox King. Now the Ox King had quite the reputation, and he was referred to as terrifying. And as for her mother, Chi-Chi was said to have lost her at a very young age. As a kid, which is around the time she met Goku, Chi-Chi was kinda on the shy side, a big contrast to her father's personality at the time. And since we're on the topic of Kid Chi-Chi, her design was not very appropriate for a kid. This was a horrible design. I'm honestly really surprised that she was able to ride the Nimbus. From what I've been seeing, Chi-Chi was said to be around 14 during the time she met Goku. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see, nor do I want to see any 14-year-old walking around in anything like this. Luckily, she was around someone as innocent and pure as her, Goku. Anyway, she and Goku kinda had some fun for a bit. Goku ignorantly promised to marry her, not knowing what it was, and then Chi-Chi confronted and then fought Goku at a martial arts tournament years later about his promise, and then the rest is history. Chi-Chi became the wife of an alien, birthed his half-alien babies, and has been by his side since then. So let's start getting into some of the reasons Chi-Chi might get some hate. Okay, so one reason why Chi-Chi might get some hate may have to do with Gohan. Now, while I don't agree with this, some may feel like Chi-Chi is the reason why Gohan doesn't fight, or better yet, some may feel like Chi-Chi hindered Gohan a good bit by being overbearing and made him weak.
I'm putting my foot down, Gohan! I won't let you leave me again! You just came home after you've been gone for a whole year, Gohan! You're a child! Act like one! Don't throw away your childhood trying so hard to be a brave adult! Being a kid's the best part of life!
Now, the reason I don't agree with this is that Gohan is not only half Saiyan, but Gohan is half human as well. Half human. So Gohan is not a full Saiyan, nor was he raised in the same environment that full Saiyans like Vegeta were raised in. I mean, to be fair, not even Goku was brought up in that same environment. Goku was sent off and was raised by Grandpa Gohan. Goku and Gohan weren't purging planets like Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz were. They didn't do half the things that pure Saiyans had to do. They were pretty sheltered from that. Yet I see no one really faulting Grandpa Gohan for how Goku was raised. Goku was raised pretty much on Earth as a human until he learned otherwise, in a whole different environment than what's accustomed to full Saiyans. So I don't understand why Chi-Chi's being faulted. I genuinely feel like any good mother would want what's best for her children, and I feel like that is a natural feeling to have towards your child. Now, some may say that Chi-Chi knew who she was marrying, and she should have expected the same thing for their kids, and maybe that's true. But clearly Chi-Chi just wants what's best for her son and wanted him to be educated. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but my parents always tried to make sure that I came out better and tried to push me to have what they couldn't have. Was it annoying and a lot of pressure? Yes, it was. And I'm not saying parents always do the right things, because they mess up too, just like us. But I do feel like they had good intentions, just like Chi-Chi. Not only that, but we gotta think about Gohan just a little bit here too. Gohan himself doesn't really like fighting like that. We've seen that many times. He just doesn't have it in him like Vegeta and Goku. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think that makes him different. And why would Gohan ever have the need to fight, considering that Goku is always gonna save the day anyway? That's the way it feels like the series is written now. Now, I will say that just like Future Trunks, we saw that Future Gohan did step up when Future Goku fell to the heart virus. So I do feel like Gohan would definitely take up the responsibility then, because he's the only one that can. But for now, in the present timeline, Gohan won't ever have to do that. And I will add on that that is one of the reasons I enjoyed the Future timeline so much. Granted, it was a bit darker, but it was nice to see people like Future Gohan and Future Trunks in action, and to see what would happen if Goku really wasn't there to save them. Okay, another reason Chi-Chi may get some hate may have to do with Goku.
Hey, Chi-Chi, I'd like to take Gohan with me if that's okay with you.
That's a joke, right? Right?
Huh?
Well, what do you think I'll say, Goku?
Earlier, I made the comment that Chi-Chi was aware of who she married, and some may use that as an argument. And I mean, I can't say otherwise because it's true to an extent. After all, Chi-Chi and many others witnessed Goku's fight with Piccolo Jr. at the tournament. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that Chi-Chi is right for yelling or screaming at Goku. There are healthier ways to communicate with their partner. No one should yell at anyone they love or mistreat them, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't get challenging. Half the time it may not be intentional, and that's fine. But I will say that any marriage is challenging, marriage is work. Being with another person, period, is work. So I would imagine marriage with someone like Goku a literal alien beyond our comprehension. Plus, it takes a special type of woman to be able to love someone like Goku. Considering Goku is thriving on fighting, attracting enemies, and is dying every other saga, and is leaving Chi-Chi alone to take care of the kids. I said that because even though you know what you're getting into sometimes, doesn't mean it makes it any easier to deal with. I also want to add that Chi-Chi clearly loves Goku, and we see that. Maybe not as often as we should because we probably see her yelling and being angry a whole lot more than we see her softer side. And I understand that that can get annoying to see, especially if that's all they portray her as. But let's look a little deeper for just a second here. Chi-Chi is very passionate and cares a lot for her family, and sometimes that is not delivered in the best of ways. We're all guilty of that, I think. But I mean, guess who was still by his side when he had the heart virus? From the moment he fell sick until the moment he woke up, Chi-Chi was there. Guess who also encouraged him to win before he went to confront the androids? It was also Chi-Chi. Now I get it. I completely get that there have been moments where people felt like Chi-Chi should have been more caring towards Goku over Gohan, or maybe people feel like Chi-Chi should have cared about both more equally. And I can definitely see why people would feel this way, and I don't fault anyone for feeling that way at all. Now I'm not excusing it, but I feel like the love is there. I don't necessarily know about Goku and how he feels towards her anymore. Personally, it's hard for me to gauge. Ever since Super. I mean, initially, I honestly felt like they were progressing as a couple in Z, especially during the Android saga and especially after the Cell games when Chi-Chi seemed to mellow out a bit. But now it seems like they kind of regressed a bit. So I don't know about y'all, but I personally have always wanted to see more of Chi-Chi and see her fight and be more involved. Unfortunately, that never happened. Anyway, did I list one or all of the reasons you don't like Chi-Chi? And if I didn't, what is the reason you don't like Chi-Chi? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. Sierra Nova is out.